Hello, my name is Brandon Kim. Over the semester, I analyzed a dataset which involves steroid usage in Major League Baseball. I chose this dataset because, well, baseball is my favorite sport, and I just wanted to do something that interested in me. Um, Normally, when you hear about, steroid usage in a Major League Baseball, you hear about Barry Bonds, but I kind of want to see an aspect that the media won't show you. So this data comes from the Mitchell report published in December 2007. It's a one-mode dataset and there are 72 nodes. Players constitute as nodes in this network, and the relationships or interactions between the players constitute as the links. Overall, I think an objective that I wanted to take over the semester was just to see if measuring centrality within the network would um, pinpoint special nodes or just bring up anything abnormal that would show me something that so I can make an inference. Um, so measuring centrality. Centrality, there's tons of definitions for it. So there's closeness centrality, which means, it's how close nodes are to each other. Then there's betweenness centrality, which is um, how they have a large influence on the transfer of items within a network. Then there's the degree centrality, which means the number of ties that a node has, which means they have a bigger risk of catching whatever's going on through the network. And then there's an eigenvector centrality, which is basically the overall importance of that node. So this analysis basically just gave me a general overview of the network. As you can see, the size of the network is 72 nodes, which means 72 players. There's 2,034 ties or links between the players in the network. The average distance between the nodes is 1.089. The diameter of the network is 3. The density is 40%, and network centralization is 22%. Overall, what this really shows me is the groups or clusters within the network. I can see who's connected to who clearly, which names go with which. So if I'm able to find out which players are, the bad influence within the network, then this is where I can easily pick and choose who to separate and who to remove. And this was from running key player. After measuring centrality on all the player, almost all the nodes, um, I was able to run key player within network and come to the conclusion of these three players who are Jason Grimsley, Brian Roberts, and Jerry Harrison Jr. So as you can see, Jerry Harrison Jr., Brian Roberts, and Jason Grimsley, they're both blue. All three of them are blue nodes, while the rest of the nodes are red. Um, so that shows that within this network, they're the three that have the bad influence. They're connected to the other nodes, which mean and I believe that removing them would have a positive effect on the network. So measuring centrality was uh, able to bring me to a conclusion of identifying the key players in the network and seeing who I can remove so that there's a positive effect on the network. Maybe the spreading of steroids will halt, maybe stop, or at least slow down. And there are some weaknesses to this data set, definitely. The fact that there's no attribute data, it doesn't allow for some analyses such as a node level regression. Basically, because there's no attribute data, you can only compare it to um, centrality, which doesn't really help you when you're trying to analyze anything. Overall, measuring centrality within a network is probably the best thing I could do. It allowed me to see, what influence some nodes had, or which nodes I could remove, which nodes were most susceptible to being to using steroids. Overall, this was a great bunch of analyses I was able to perform over the semester, and some analyses weren't useful towards the end of semester analysis, but also some were, and it was a great experience.